The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. It was. It was great. You just have your vampire eating Oreos with Oreo bits in his mouth the whole time. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios, Kansas City, Domain Divided. And if you're wondering about that conversation, wonder away.
He did that on purpose.
Yes, I did. I am the storyteller tonight, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I'll be playing Dr. Katarina Rurik of Clan Zamitzi.
I'm Jen of Thieves, and I am playing Sunday Booth of the Hakata.
And I'm Reen. I'm playing Rashad Giovanni of the Hakata.
I'm House. I play Bo Solomon, Clan Toreador.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Gwen Schultz of the Ministry.
Hi, everybody. I am the Revenos Archon, and I get to play the magnanimous Rurik Rakosi, the best sire in Kansas City. Also of Clan Zamitzi.
I'm going to leave that one alone. Welcome, everybody, to episode 8 of the season. Last episode, the Coterie had a bit of a talk. They did find out that there was a nice little bug hidden in Bo's pocket, thanks to Cameron, who revealed not only does Grant have some special guards, but that Grant also had bugged him, and some of the members of the technocracy that work with Grant might be suspecting he's a mage. So they've whisked Cameron off to the local mages to see what they can do with him, maybe to keep him from getting murderized. We'll see. They also had a talk with Cutter. Kat and Sunday met Cutter, who wants to go on a date with Sunday. I don't think Sunday was interested.
I mean, Kat tried to hype him up.
I mean, he's flexible, but I mean, that's not everybody's taste.
Actually not bad.
As long as you don't mind going on a date with somebody who buys their clothes at the Baby Gap. That's all. And as we open up this week, we're going to open up with Rashad and Sunday. They're down. Rashad's down in that library they took from the Giovanni where they're packing up the last of the books. And I'm going to turn it over to Rashad and Sunday as they've been clearing out this library of Giovanni stuff.
So, how's your adjustment to the city been going?
Well, everywhere I turn, there's new problems, so I don't really feel like I got my feet under me yet, but maybe we'll start taking care of stuff.
That is a bit of an adjustment for myself, but I suppose it is the fires of the forge, so to speak. I hope you have not had any serious problems.
No, I mean, besides almost getting stomped by an abomination, everything's been pretty smooth.
That was unfortunate.
That was something. I think I'm gonna be seeing that when I close my eyes for a while. How long have you been in the city?
I arrived with the others, so not very long, at least not for our lifetimes.
To deal with Sabat stuff or something else?
The Sabbat have been a pressing concern, but I'm more concerned about the other things. The veil, for one.
Spooky stuff.
I take it you have not started learning necromancy.
No.
Is that
No.
by choice?
Wasn't really a focus where I came from.
I know little about your branch of the family, at least outside of the old written records. What do you prefer to do?
I guess we're kind of protectors. Make sure everybody's safe and sound for the fancier stuff, the spooky stuff.
You'll still protect the Cappadocians.
I protect a lot of people. This world ain't very fair.
That is true. But what do you get out of it? What do you want out of it?
I get a purpose. I don't really know exactly what it is. I've been praying for guidance and trying to do that looking inward thing, but I imagine if this isn't all I'm here for, this whole fight, I imagine I'll realize what it is at some point.
And to whom do you pray?
My mother.
It's good to have something to hope for, I suppose.
No, it's not really about hoping. It's about what you value and about direction. You don't need a whole lot of hope
Is
if you have drive.
I will have to take your word on both of those. I have found my focus on the Giovanni as of yet.
What's that like?
It's like holding a boiling pot of water. The more you hold on to it, the more it burns you. But after a while, you forget what it's like to not hold on to it. The pain becomes as much a friend as an enemy.
Well, I do kind of get that. But you could put down the pot if you stop learning from it.
I could, but there would be nothing left. Of me, anyway.
Oh, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard, Rashad. There's no way that's true.
What was your embrace like?
Painful and special.
Mine was painful, but not special. It was chosen for knowledge as well as being expendable. You see, according to some of our elders, there's some old Giovanni mortal who was related to my extended family once upon a time, which technically made me Giovanni, at least as far as they were concerned. I was a person that knew the law, but they could get rid of without really irritating anyone. I also didn't violate the clan's rules for embrace, but I also wasn't truly Giovanni. It was a position of cruelty in a way, aided by
Right.
those above me for not being Giovanni, and by those next to me for being Giovanni.
Mm, Hold on a second. To like cross over, like a hand on each shoulder, just in his personal space. You're far from expendable. I don't care what they think. And if your whole sense of who you are and what you're worth is based on what you've been told, you need to listen to other people. You are
Perhaps.
smart and dedicated. We drag you around all this place, and all you do is want to keep us safe. You're loyal. You know so much. You're so much more than whatever you think you are, and I don't like that at all.
Perhaps. You are kind, which is a trait I would like to see you keep. But be careful that it does not become a weakness.
I don't think it could be a weakness. I've been hurt before. It just means I know what to look out for. My sister used to say, you either succeed or you learn. I'm always going to trust people unless they show me not to. I'm always going to be nice to people unless they definitely don't earn it. I'm always going to have hope for people unless, well, they prove there should be none.
Perhaps if there were more people like you, we would be better off.
I think
I
you're
may.
right.
If I may give you a bit of advice, Sunday, do not learn our clan's gifts. The power it offers is tainted.
No, a little bit, but it's not what I'm focused on. It's Rashad. If you could just peel away the old life that you had, if you could step into a brand new one, just like a suit, what would it look like?
I don't know. This life is the only one I can recall. Let's just say the knowledge our uncles and aunties wanted me to learn at a price. So, and part of that price was the memory of what I used to be, what I used to want.
We never stop changing. Let's start with this. Would you still want to be a lawyer?
I would.
What kind?
Civil rights lawyer.
And besides the constant apocalypse around here, what's stopping you?
Time, I suppose. Before you were here, I had a law firm, one that helped with the family's issues, but still did good. And it was taken from me. The
Taken
people
how?
I cared for were destroyed, cruelly for no other reason than to send some message from kindred who are not around anymore or won't remember them in a year or two.
So you're scared to start again.
Maybe. I don't know if it's fear or what.
Doesn't have to be fear for you. It could be fear for a future them. You got a big heart, no matter how hard you hide it.
Can I ask you a question, Sunday?
Anytime.
At what point do you think we die? And I don't mean biologically. That is, we are proof that that doesn't really end things, or at least not necessarily. At what point do we stop being who we are? Surely I am not the same person I was at 10 when I was 20, nor am I the same person now that I was when I was 20. At what point did Rashad die and someone else take his place?
That sounds a lot like that philosophy question where like if you have a really old boat but you like replace all the parts, like at what point does it stop being the old boat?
Ship of Theseus, and I suppose it is.
We can live so long that we can be so many people. I think the most important question, I think, is what matters most to you out of everything in the whole world? Is it knowledge? Is it justice? Is it doing what you're told?
It would be the Giovanni.
That's all you are? At the very, very deepest bits?
In a sense,
You
the
can't
price I
define yourself.
paid.
You can't define yourself by other people, Rashad.
It's not a definition of the people, but the institution. In the grand scheme of things, all of us are replaceable. In the same way that the tower will replace its princes or primogen or whatever else, but the tower will stand. Not because its members love it or care for it, but because there's nothing without it. I've read the books on what used to be, the destruction, the chaos, the anarchy the Sabbat is so obsessed with, and that is nothing to return to. Although I do not love our family, I do not care for it. I've paid the price, and I imagine it will take more from me until one day there's nothing left.
So don't let
with
it.
any-
You seem to think you're powerless in all this, and believe me, I know how much pull family has. You find yourself neck deep, unable to move, and you're stuck, right? But you're not stuck. You're never stuck. Inch by inch, maybe, centimeter by centimeter, you can pull yourself out and become your whole real self. Whatever that is, even if you don't know what it looks like. Someday you will.
Perhaps you're right. Suppose only time will tell. I just hope there is enough of Rashad left at the end of the process.
It might be a different Rashad. I'm a different Sunday. Just aim yourself at whoever you want to be, and you're not going to get lost.
We will see. You're wise.
I don't think anyone's ever called me that before.
And it is my honor to be the first.
Thank you, Rashad.
Of course.
So as the conversation hits that kind of pause, I think we're going to flash over to Kat. You're over at Sally's place, and I'm going to let you describe to the viewers and everybody and the other players.
Well, right now, it hasn't been built out yet. She's actually there going over the blueprints because she did get her funding for it. So she's basically going over blueprints and kind of looking at the space and making sure that everything is going to be exactly the way she wants it. This Sally's Place is going to be a combination of shelter and resource center for LGBTQIA youth and young adults that are unhoused or at risk of being unhoused, to help them, connect them with services, give them a place that's safe to stay, help them get employment if they need it, and connect them with medical resources that they need, and also therapy, things like that.
So while you're at this place, prior to going there, you had done something you really didn't want to do, which was reach out to Hideo
Yeah.
to arrange a meeting with your brother.
Mm-hmm.
So while there's a lot of work involved in setting a place like this up.
It is.
You also got to keep an eye on those that are doing the work for you to make sure it's
Exactly.
done correctly.
Exactly. So right now she's going over the architect's blueprints to make sure everything is as it should be.
And while you're doing this, that is when Rurik steps in, and I will turn the scene over. Rurik, tonight, how are you dressed?
Same. He is a creature of stoicism and marble. He finds a comfortable outlook and he keeps it. So same thing, the hoodie with a leather jacket, a couple pins that are ironic, like baby on board, things like that. He's got a couple of patches.
Baby on board. Really? After the conversation they had. Fantastic. That's great.
It's one of his newer patches.
I bet it is. Mm-hmm.
Still has that new look, that crisp look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he'll come in, he'll pull out his AirPods and just kind of put them in his pockets. Man, the Lin-Manuel Miranda guy, he knows what he's talking about with the Hamilton show.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. It's catchy.
Mm-hmm. It is. Well, I'm glad you could make it.
What's all of this?
It's going to be Sally's place.
Who the fuck is Sally?
No one important to you.
Oh, okay. Sally got a big family. She needs all this space.
Sally's dead. Been dead.
Oh,
It's in honor
this is
of her.
mausoleum?
No,
Oh,
it's in honor of her.
okay.
Old friend.
That's very human of you.
Imagine that. I
I
didn't
think
become
there's-
grandma's bitch and become a monster.
Oh, here we go. That's a new record. Look down at my wrist that has no watch.
Uh-huh. But anyway, had some time to think. Was an interesting ask for help.
Oh. Should I sit down for this? Do we need to go feed?
I'm fine. Are you a
Okay.
bit hangry?
No,
Okay.
no. I'll pull out the AirPods. I got these from my last donor.
Good for you.
Put them away.
You want my help to take down Grandma Ludi.
It's an option. She's still in the old world, though, so it's going to be a little bit difficult. Unless you have plans to go jet setting.
What, did she take off to the old world? She left here? She was in New Jersey last I heard.
Oh, you got some old information then.
Well, if she's gone fuck off there, I mean, I might have ways to get her fat ass over here.
Oh, don't hold back on nothing.
What? She fucked our whole family up.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but we're better for it now.
Are we?
You know? Yeah.
Then why do you
We're
want
not.
my help destroying her?
There's a leash that I don't like having tied around my neck. The idea of freedom without freedom isn't as delicious as it once was.
Yeah. So you want your freedom?
You know, among other things. Might take after you, start a family, get some kids, feed them my blood. Take a page out of your book.
You're not going to get a rise out of me, Rurik.
Wasn't trying to.
If
You
you
got a good
want
thing
my
going.
help with Grandma Ludi,
Mhm.
there's a cost.
Okay.
I'm not inclined to leave an enemy nipping at my heels.
You and I have squared away until you start something again, so I'm not nipping at anybody's heels.
I'm not talking about you. You
Okay,
are
good.
not my concern right now.
Ooh, I would be hurt if it not for this intriguing proposition that you have coming my way.
Nelson.
The old man?
Yeah.
That's who's nipping at your heels?
Oh, yeah. Or he thinks he is.
That guy couldn't find a toilet with a flashlight in a white room.
Yeah.
How is he bumbling around to your business?
Because he thinks he knows more than he knows.
Yup.
And he is wanting to lash out because he's lost.
Correct. 2 for 2.
Yeah. So he's made threats that I'm not going to let stand.
Ooh.
You arrange a meeting with him.
Okay.
I and some associates will meet you there.
The Scooby-Doo gang is coming?
Not all of them, I'm sure.
Okay.
Please. I've been running circles around your people.
Unfortunately, I've had to abide by Nelson's grand scheme of things for the city. I would be doing things very differently, and I think you know that.
I do know that. That's why I was surprised that they lost so easily. I mean, I barely had to think it through.
Mm.
I have a way in.
Okay.
To his labyrinth.
The fuck you do?
Yeah, the fuck I do.
How'd you score that?
I'm good, Rurik.
Okay.
Really fucking good.
Wow. Holding those cards real close to the vest, huh? I thought we had a rapport built.
No.
Oh.
But you're there with him possibly going over tactics of how he can rebuild.
Okay.
When I arrive, you betray him.
Ooh,
Help me.
that's a big ask.
It is.
That's the bishop of the city.
I know. A bishop of what? And she kind of makes a gesture to look around.
Let's say I entertain this proposition of yours.
Mhm.
I would need concessions.
What sort of concessions would you require?
One is stone cold, uneditable. The other one I'm willing to budge on,
Name them.
top tier. I need to walk out of there. I don't want any of your Scooby-Doo gang bearing fangs and turning teeth on me after the favor's pulled in. So you talk a big game, Katarina, but I know there's no muzzle there. And I know that if I let my guard down for a second, if I blink the wrong way, you and your little pack of miscreants would turn on me in a heartbeat.
Okay. You want
So
my
I need
protection.
to be able to walk. I need to be able to walk away from that.
Done.
Ooh. The second one is I want Nelson. I get him. It's a win-win for both of us, huh? You get him off the board. I get a little bit of a boost, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, brother.
It's been a while.
I'm sure it has.
Someone like him off the board for both of us. I'm malleable on that one, but I think if you're the same sister I remember, it is very much in the wheelhouse of possibility.
I'm not going to guarantee that for you. If you can, go for it. But I'm not sure there's going to be anything left for you to. He ain't going to go down easy, and you know it.
He's not. He's not going to go down easy. But between all of us,
I know.
between you and me particularly,
You don't even know what I'm capable of, brother.
I've heard that you've assumed your form. You elevated yourself to the dragon, as it were.
Mm.
Barry Gordy would be proud.
Barry Gordy can kiss my ass.
Ooh, there's no way to talk about that man. He's the leader of blaxploitation movies.
Yeah, that's why he can kiss my ass. But yeah, that's not all I'm capable of. But I will make sure that you are able to walk out of there. Because, well, if we're going to take down Grandma Ludi, you need to survive it.
That's what I thought. Someone has to get the message to the old broad.
Mm-hmm. But Nelson, it's up for grabs. I don't have the ability to predict the future, so I can't guarantee that you'll get it.
If I get an opening, though, will you call off your hounds?
It depends on the situation, Rurik.
We're not playing chess here. This guy's barely playing Chinese checkers.
I'm always playing chess, Rurik. Always.
You don't got to play chess with me.
Don't I?
No. You going to help me with Grandma Ludi? We can go back down to checkers.
We'll see about that.
All right. Have it your way.
So we're in
I got-
agreement?
I got the one that I wanted
Which one was that?
to walk out, to be able to put my new AirPods in and sing my way out of there.
Have at that.
I can deal with not having Nelson if it comes to that. If you all have a hard on for taking him off the board the hard way, go nuts.
Like I said, it just depends on how it plays out.
You know how we do things on this side of the fence.
Oh, I do.
And having that kind of boost would definitely do some good for me. And as the water falls down the cascade, for you. It's trickle-down economics.
Yeah, and that has never worked.
Oh, Reagan was pretty sure it worked.
Yeah, and Reagan also had dementia.
Oh. I never knew that.
Yeah, you missed a bit.
I would explain his acting choices. All right.
God damn, for a second there, you were almost my brother again.
You know, I can't just give you the whole cake. I got to give you a slice at a time. So do we shake on it like civilized human beings, or are we just going to take each other's words for it?
She puts a hand out to him.
Shake it. Ooh. Look at us almost being family, touching each other.
If you summon me, I will kill you.
Why would I do that? There's no fun in that. The chase is the fun part, Katarina.
I'm
Thought I taught you
aware.
that.
I'm aware, brother.
All right.
I mean, I
All right.
am Zamitzi.
I made sure of that.
It wasn't like there were any other contenders, really.
I mean, I could have had a choice. It wasn't a long list, but I could have asked.
Mm,
There was a time that I was her favorite.
yeah. She's always been her own favorite.
That's for sure.
I will help you get your freedom, brother.
Excellent. And I help you with Nelson.
That's all
Look
I
at that.
ask. Look at that. So, a week from now?
Yeah. I'm going to stop as I turn around and turn back around to do a 360. Now, what happens if bringing down Nelson opens up a position that needs to be filled and my resume somehow makes it onto the right desk? Are we going to be at odds?
Brother, the Sabbat is a failed sect. Are you really going to keep tying your horse to a dead one?
No, not with the fight that's here in the city. But I do have a pack back in New York. And if I'm offered a position,
I don't care what you do.
all right.
I really just want to be able to be left the fuck alone.
That makes two of us. Look at that. Common ground. It's like we're building bridges over here.
You know, it's like we might be related.
The Army Corps of Engineers right here in one room.
I honestly think that whatever politically happens in this city is just going to be what it is. I don't fucking care.
All right.
That's why I reside outside of the city. That's why I don't care. I've never cared. Positions of power, they can wave their fucking cocks around like they own some shit
No,
when
so
they own
vulgar.
nothing. It's all a lie. We know what it means to own,
Mhm.
that it's a responsibility.
All right.
So I don't care. If you want to get a position and get your, wave your cock around too, that's fine. You can do that too.
I mean, I don't know if I want to wave it around.
I mean, we can make it detachable. You can wave it like a
No,
banner.
that didn't work. That didn't work for Misha. It's not going to work for me. I like where it is. I like what it does when I put blood into it.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
I've been to that special club of yours.
Have you?
I get around.
Have you? Haven't
I
seen
was
you there.
invited. People have told me that you are there, and I don't want to rain on your parade. So I'll go when you're not around.
All right.
Be careful with Becky. If you're coming after Nelson, you're gonna want to go after her.
Already taken care of.
Ooh la la! Fucking 3-star general over here.
Well,
You
I don't
may
know
say
about
you
all
don't
that.
want the power, but you definitely playing like you want it.
Nah. I just want to settle shit
All right.
so I can be left in peace.
All right. Churchill said the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I hope Sally gets what she deserves out of this place. And I hope that it serves the people you want it to serve.
That's the goal.
I'll see you next week then.
All right.
And I'll turn and leave. Put my headphones back in and sing Hamilton.
She goes back to looking at her blueprints.
Okay. And as we close this scene, we're flashing over to one of Johnny's illegal gambling dens. Not in the gambling room. You're in one of the back rooms, but that's where you found Big T that night. He was gambling earlier. He's taking a break from taking people's money. He knows later on Gwen's probably going to take his money, but because, we've seen how Gwen plays. Bo, you didn't. I mean, I don't think you've beaten Gwen yet at poker, but.
Yet is the operative word.
Yet.
She's a little worried with that clairvoyance now.
It might be different.
Who's to say?
So as you're sitting there in the back room, Big T, he's got him a big old, normally you're supposed to have a tumbler with your bourbon. Nope. He's got like a full, 12-ounce cup of bourbon. He might have, he might not have blood in his veins anymore. It might actually just be alcohol because he's not drunk. He's quite sober. I got both of y'all in here tonight. Hey, Hoss. Hey, pretty lady. What do y'all got with me tonight?
Came to see how you were doing.
I
can't tell if it's a long night or a good night with as much as you're drinking.
Oh, this is like water. It's not enough proof. What's this, 75? That ain't shit. I was weaned on this. I'm pretty sure I got a higher proof out of my mom's teeth. I needed a break from the table anyway. I'd been winning and people were starting to get angry. So it's time to step away, give them a chance to take each other's money before I sweep back in there and clean them up again.
You want to make a bet you'll lose?
I don't ever make bets. I know I'm going to lose. Come on.
I don't know. You seem to be upset with winning.
What, you going to plan to come in there and try to take my money?
No, I was going to bet Bo can drink you under the table.
That's not fair.
Why do you say that?
First of all, most of y'all don't drink. Second of all, I'm not an expert. But my understanding is he'd have to drink me.
How do you figure that?
What, y'all think you don't know I know what you are. I know what Johnny is.
How?
How? It was, let's just say there was some issues that I needed taken care of. And his method of doing it kind of revealed he wasn't human. Which led me to ask some questions. And Johnny, he's not exactly the type that, he's not good at lying.
But you are right. If we were to drink you, I wouldn't want to be breathing around an open flame.
No, you probably wouldn't. I don't think you could hold the liquor in the blood like I do. Plus, you wouldn't want to go near, you wouldn't want to go near any kind of sensors that might pick up other substances. It's not just alcohol in my veins there, Hoss. Come on. I'm going both directions tonight.
Don't mix uppers and downers.
Well, what else do you do with them?
Play strategically. But anyway.
You take just enough uppers to balance out the downers. They equal out, and then you're fine.
How'd you figure us?
Complexion for you two. Plus, you two have a habit of not breathing. It's actually one of your tells when you're playing poker. You stop breathing when you anticipate winning.
Well, now you know we're going to fix that.
Yeah. Unless I'm lying.
I mean, there's only one way to tell.
So again, I'm not going to take a bet that I know I won't win.
I underestimated what you knew.
That is why I'm Big T. Everyone underestimates what I know. Everyone underestimates my money. All they see is the bravado, the boots, cowboy buckle. That's the way we like it, doesn't it? So why don't you tell me what you really got me back here for? Because again, I know this wasn't what you wanted to bring me back here to talk about.
I mean, you and I have business still to hash out from our talk at the benefit.
Gala.
I mean, didn't you talk to my assistant? Didn't she give you some?
Haven't gotten around to it. I
See,
thought this
you
was
just got to
gonna be
call her. I
hard.
got that covered. Don't worry about that. I'll make sure you're doing all kinds of private cooking in the evenings.
Of course.
Thankfully, I knew some people that the evening is relative for them. I knew some that like their breakfast at 2 a.m.
I can imagine you know quite a few people like that with what you know.
No, in that case, they're normally the jet setters. They fly in from somewhere, get here, and they're still on, East Coast time, sometimes coming from overseas. You can't get a decent damn meal at 2 a.m. in this city, I can tell you that.
No, it's Kansas City.
Yeah.
Most things are closed, especially if it's a Sunday.
Yeah. Well, fast food, that don't exactly cut it. I mean, I like a good burger, but
I'm surprised Johnny hasn't taken advantage of your knowledge then.
me and Johnny have what we call a mutually beneficial business arrangement. I point him at places that I want to do business with that decided they don't want to do business with me. And it changes their mind. Sometimes the building burns down. Sometimes the neighborhood gets fucked up. Sometimes family members end up with broken legs. And then suddenly they're doing business with me. And in return, I come here and some nights I lose money because, the way these operate is the house always gets their cut. Johnny makes more than enough off me. Only one who wins really in the gambling places like this is the house. You know that.
Yes, I do.
Come on, spit it out, little lady. I know you got something to say.
What if we were able to offer you something else that Johnny hasn't chosen to provide?
While he's thinking about this, I guess I want to make sure no one has made this offer previously. I'd like to use kindred iconography.
See if he's got any marks on him.
Yeah, or clothing that.
Yeah, that is a thing that, Toreador are notorious for marking their property. A lot of clans do, actually, but Toreador are really well known for it. So go ahead and give me your, which one is it? It's Streetwise. Which Streetwise, I think it is? Let's just go with that. Fuck it.
I think I get a
Right.
+3 on that.
Can I do a wits awareness to just kind of pick up on his reactions, like as we're having this conversation?
Sure. You can also do a wits insight if you want to try to read him. Totally up to you.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I am searching.
Wow, Bo. 6 successes without a crit, but still 6. That's impressive.
Holy shit!
Okay. Bo willpowers that to 9 successes.
Took my good rolls.
Yeah.
Damn, that was every dice.
Let's see, with 4. Let me pull out my quick roller here to roll against you, Gwen. Okay. He seems amused for some reason, Gwen. Bo, Jesus Christ. No, you don't see any signs that he's somebody else's. With that kind of roll, you could tell if he was marked inside his skin. Okay.
I'll say, unfortunately, a straight no is a waste of all those successes.
Yeah, there is
so
no.
I'll let the conversation go then.
Okay.
What's so funny, Big T?
I just love the way you're beating around the bush, eyeballing me a bit. Your boy over there, Hoss over there, he's eyeballing me. You both got you're like a cat that has a mouse and, it's dragging it in the house. You think you got something funny or something special to do, but the way you're beating around the bush is just not working.
I mean, we can leave.
Why don't you just spit it out first?
I don't know what you know. I don't know how much I have to explain.
I know what you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're the unliving dead. You are the ones who'll suck the blood in the middle of the night. Apparently, I was mistaken. Just because you bite somebody doesn't turn them into one of you, which is fucking, I'm glad to hear that.
We can turn people.
Oh,
And
I'm
we'll give you
sure.
that.
I'm pretty sure, as often as I've seen Johnny fucking, I'm pretty sure he's not making new vampires that way because half this city would be fucking vampires.
Do you know what we can do?
Bits and pieces. Look, I've been to the club. I know shit that goes on in there.
Really?
I saw you there. You didn't see me.
Clearly not.
No. I'm normally there doing business, unfortunately.
That's no fun.
That's what I do, It's always got to make the money. Then that's a great place to do it. It's the only place where you can make your money and rest assured that no funny business is going on while you're doing it. Nobody's
Make sure
listening in on
that-
the deals. Nobody's blabbing what they heard from the deals. It's a great place for that.
What if I told you that we're able to share what we are without actually turning you?
I'd ask what the downsides are, because there's always a cost to everything. There's no magic panacea out there.
You just have to listen to little old me on occasion.
It's got to be a little bit more than that.
Bo, anything else that comes to mind for you?
I'm not going to turn into that guy from the movies, Renfield. I'm not going to start eating insects and shit, am I?
No. I
No.
mean, theoretically, if you had a really bad vampire,
I mean,
maybe.
Gwen's
Maybe.
enemies become your enemies.
I know how to deal with enemies. I just point Johnny at him with a thing of kerosene, a bottle, and, an old T-shirt stuck in it.
The other downside is you probably see more of us. Me and Bo probably as well.
Yeah, you might lose some of your money to us.
I like my money, but I've kind of hit the point where, what am I doing with it? I'm going and gambling it away. I piss it away on silly things because I can't spend it fast enough.
I don't have pride. You can just give it to me if you want.
That's not how this works. You don't just give people money. Otherwise,
He's
if I
going
wanted to
to
do that, I
feed
wouldn't have
you.
money.
He's going to provide you with delicious food.
And that's why I've
Yeah.
offered to pay him for that. And I'll pay above the normal rate. See? Services. That's fine.
I'm
That's not
really
giving
great
money.
company too. Just ask my
And-
brother.
Oof.
I haven't met your brother.
You don't want
Yeah,
to.
you did. You met him. He was at the benefit the other night.
Oh, was that the guy that was doing the eyeballing?
Yeah, the weirdo.
I don't know. He screamed G-Man to me.
Tomato,
Not
tomato.
wrong.
He had that posture,
I'm all too familiar.
too wound up, stick up their ass, that Fed kind of language there.
You said it. I did.
You would probably have enemies like him, but I could also see them thinking of you more as a victim. Depending on how you spun it.
Okay, I'm not sure about that. I don't know if the Big T reputation can be handling being thought of as a victim. I'm supposed to be the victimizer, not the victim.
Then act like you enjoy it.
That doesn't make it sound good. That makes it sound like I wouldn't enjoy it.
I mean, there are some people who enjoy playing victim, if you catch my drift.
Been to the club.
There's some of those at the club. Not my kink.
But anyway,
I'm afraid I'm a bit vanilla in that way. Just give me a couple good prostitutes. It's good enough for me.
I mean, theoretically, that could change too. You'd have different strengths. Stronger, faster.
Big T, let me put it this way. You sound like someone who's bored. Someone who doesn't know what to do with their money, who is tired of the same thing day to day, day in, day out. Gwen's offering you a chance to spice things up, break through the monotony.
See, right there. That's pretty damn accurate. I am bored. Why do you think I'm here gambling? Like the money means shit to me.
It's one thing we can definitely solve. So,
The boredom or the money?
You don't need money solved. Unless you want to spend it, in which case, as part of this deal, you can pay me and give me information. I don't need a lot. No more than you already spend on me, Big T, let's be honest.
Okay, so if I'm paying you, that implies the service. So that's what you get. What do I get from it? Let's do a business. This is a business deal then, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the business
get-
deal?
You get additional strength, speed, stronger. There's occasionally additional benefits that you could pick up, depending on the strength of the bond. It's more of our abilities. How do you think I know things? And I do so well. I can't say what you would get. You'd get more access to our worlds. And there are lots of heavy hitters in our world, as I'm sure you've seen.
I've seen a couple. But then that
And
also
to be
leaves
frank-
the question, how does the contract end? If I want out, can I get out? What's the retirement plan? I've dealt with some shady people before, and the reason I don't stay in those businesses is their retirement plan involves a slab in the morgue.
So you also become, yes, you can get out when you want. It's pending that you don't obviously tell anything or seem like you're going to tell anything.
And
But-
that was. Oh, go ahead.
The thing is you also live longer. You wouldn't need to retire, per se. As long as you continue with it, you don't really age.
Where were you 20 years ago?
You don't want to know.
No, I don't, because I get the feeling that nodding age thing. I've seen the movies.
And you've said it a few times. You know things, and you probably know things that you shouldn't know, to be very blunt.
What?
If you take Gwen's deal, that offers you a bit of protection from those who think you should be dealt with because you know those things.
He takes a big drink of his bourbon. He looks over. Yeah, I know fucking fairies are real. There's wizards running all over this fucking world that nobody knew about. Step outside the city and piss off the wrong person and you find out there's a fucking werewolf ripping your face off. Oh, and I forgot to mention, of course, the fucking bloodsuckers are running around too, running half of the major corporations.
We call that Tuesday.
You did forget about people like Grant,
He's a
his
fed.
brother. Fed with some extra benefits.
I ain't worried about the feds.
Also,
I can buy
made-
the feds.
valid. You made the comment about the age thing. You would have to think about how you would do it strategically in a way that wouldn't reveal any secrets. But Kat's a very good plastic surgeon. In more than just the mortal ways.
Call it a midlife crisis.
Okay, so we got to talk about the end of the contract then. So say at some point I decide I want to taste some blood. I want to become, fuck it, I'm so bored with this part. I want to try out your side for, eternity or so. Is that on the table too at some point?
Potentially. I wouldn't see why not.
Well, shit, little lady, sign me up for this.
You're a businessman. I know you recognize this.
Yeah, but
I feel like I should.
I have a
emphasize
feeling
it.
we can't put this down in a contract that, signed in
No.
blood like the devil.
I know, and I'm not saying that. But secrecy is of the utmost importance. Otherwise, I can't save you.
I mean, look, I've known about Johnny. If I told his secrets, if I told you half the shit he's done, which part of me do you think you'd find?
Valid. I mean, like I said, I assumed you're a businessman. You know what an NDA is. Like you said, not paper, but still there in a way. But absolutely, if you're in, you're in.
Like I said, I'll sign up. And we'll give it a try for a bit, see how it goes. Since there's an out, we'll see.
Okay. So, storyteller,
Yes.
correct me. I still don't know 100% about what the ramifications are of ghouling someone in the city with the weird stuff going on. Is it just turning or is it ghouling? Or is it unknown?
It is unknown.
Okay.
You don't know because you've heard some people have gone crazy when they're ghouled. The guy that in the gimp suit with the chainsaw back in season 1, he was a ghoul that went crazy. But you also know Kat maintains her ghouls all the time and nothing bad has happened.
And so do I maintain mine as well.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you don't know whether it'll affect you, whether you'll turn him into a raving lunatic or not when you try it, if you try it here in the city.
Okay.
But I will remind you that, yes, from what Kat has said of the ley lines, the corruption stops before it hits her property. Because she could see where it changed color. Her and Vlad actually talked about it, about where it changes color, where the ley line is not corrupted, and her property is right at the edge of it where it's not corrupted.
Gwen, do we need a change of location before doing this?
We do. You can either go to Kat's place, somewhere outside the city.
She's the doctor, right?
She is the plastic surgeon. Or we could go on a vacation, a trip somewhere. You said money's not an option and you would spend it on us. I'm kidding, but we can just go outside the city if you want.
I don't know. I can't do it here in the city.
Unfortunately, there's some issues going on that we don't quite understand all the ramifications of. So it's a safety thing.
Hell, I'll go outside the city. I can't be taking a trip right now. I've got too many deals in the works. Like I said, I can't spend the money fast enough. That don't stop me from acquiring it. I was told he who dies with the most toys wins. And I'm trying to win that one.
And what happens if you don't die?
That just gives you more time to gather toys.
Sounds like a win-win. So, are you ready to go then?
One condition.
What's that?
I'm driving. And there's only room for one other person in the Bugatti.
I
I'll
guess
meet
I'll
you there.
drive. He was obviously referring to you, Bo.
I don't care who's in it, but I'm driving.
I'm not gonna come here and not at least play a hand or two, so I will meet you there.
Is there anything you need, Bo, before we go?
I don't think so.
Yeah, my chips are still sitting on the table. Just take those.
Thanks for them. Yeah, appreciate it.
Don't stay too late.
Don't worry about me.
You say
Bo
so.
puts on his sunglasses and prepares to clairvoyant the hell out of the other players.
Okay. And yeah, he's got a Bugatti Veyron out there. It's a couple years old, but that's still $1 million car he's sitting just parked out in a garage of all places, a public garage. And the two of you
can't buy a new one.
It's not like you can't. The two of you head over towards Kat's. And I think right here, everybody, we're going to go to break. We will see everybody after the break. Please enjoy the music by Carlene because, hey, we love Carlene. And in case anyone's wondering, because somebody asked it inside Zoom chat, yes, he has Drive. because that's a question that gets floated here because of somebody at this table.
I'm just
Actually,
saying,
because nobody has a
Kat
car.
might like that car.
It is a beast.
For using her property for this and wanting her to do surgery on him.
It only has
like that
1,000
car.
horsepower. It's okay.
Yeah, no, she might like that car.
Not surgery immediately. We have to plan that out.
So we will see everybody after the break. Yeah. Roscoe Spirit touching a finger. Welcome back, everybody. Yep. Those that know Windy City knows that reference. Before the break, well, we had our special guest, Rurik, come in here, and him and Kat worked out
A deal.
Sunday and Rashad has a very endearing conversation. I think Sunday is the true optimist still of this group for now. And Gwen and Bo,
The newest.
go ahead.
Still also the newest.
Oh, you're just so wholesome. I'm going to have to change that by the end.
Wholesome. Okay.
And then you had Gwen and Bo had what has to be the strangest ghouling pitch
Oh my God.
in existence. But as we pick up after the break, it's the next night. Gwen did ghoul Big T at Kat's place. He got out of there alive because I'm pretty sure Kat wasn't gonna let him leave unless he'd been ghouled.
No, she wasn't, because he was going to be buried in the back 40. Otherwise, and she, was it brought to her attention that he would want surgery at some point?
We'd probably would have told you.
Okay,
But
so
it was a consideration, not that it was for sure.
she would tell him, when we're ready, you're going to transfer me the title of that car so I can give it to my husband.
He's got 3 of them. He don't care.
Perfect. That's all I want for it. He deserves to be in something nice when he's going to pick up chicks.
So as this is the next night, it is 6 days until the meeting with Rurik, with Old Man Nelson.
Mm-hmm.
The coterie is gathered. Well, once again, they've got some discussions to have here. So I'm going to turn it over to the coterie. Are you in your war room or at Kat's place?
You can do the war.
Okay.
Okay, you're in the coterie haven, in the war room, and I turn it over to you, the players.
So you all are aware, I've worked out a deal with Rurik. He wants my help to take down our grandmother. He wants his freedom. The cost of that is he's going to help us take out Nelson.
Anything else?
He wants to be able to leave that endeavor.
Begrudgingly understandable.
Yes, and I have stated that would be so, because if he wants to take out Grandma Ludi, then he needs to survive the Nelson incident.
It'd be poor form to go back on that. Yeah, I
Right.
get it.
I don't think it's the poor form to go back on that. I think it's that she's not ready for him to die yet.
I'm not yet. I'm playing with my food. But anyway, yeah, but he also wanted the opportunity to diablerize Nelson. I told him there was no promises on that.
Why? Why does he want that? Just for power?
Power? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So I do have an inn from Cutter to the Labyrinth.
Do not like the idea of all of us descending.
I agree. I was
I was
going
just
to
gonna
ask
ask
who
that.
would like to go.
I'm not much of a fighter, especially in confined spaces.
Mhm.
I can do damage outside.
I have an idea for that. Rashad, you and Gwen work well together. Gwen, I'll make you look like Becky.
So Rashad's really going to work well with her.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Why is that not happening?
Making a joke.
Oh.
Just not into Rashad that way.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was a little
I
slow
was
on
just
that
making
one.
innuendo based on club
Cute.
prior
No,
activity.
I'll make you look
No.
like Becky. Rashad, you're there to watch to make sure she doesn't get jumped.
I think that could work. It
And-
shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah. And you go around basically causing distractions.
Should be easy.
Yeah. Bo, do you want to help them or do you want to help me? Or do you want to sit this one out?
No. I probably could be use helping you.
Okay.
I don't have a good set of eyes if I'm not there. You'd be perfect.
I know how to navigate the labyrinth.
My concern is how useful my clairvoyance is going to be down there in a place that's wonky from what you've described.
Well, we don't know until we try.
Right.
It's also probably better than nothing.
And I will
Yes,
say,
no.
from what I understand, navigating it requires basically will and intent. So maybe
Yeah.
that applies to your clairvoyance as well. But I don't know if it has any kind of protections against it. So we won't know until we try.
I think it's probably good. Well, since Rashad and I have a little bit of ability crossover, that I go with you, so you have that
All right.
accessible.
And Sunday, would you like to join me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 reasons. So I can help, but also to stop your brother from eating all the secret menu. I don't want him to have what he wants.
What are you going to do about that? Are you just going to try and make sure he's gone quick enough?
Yeah,
So I
Yeah.
imagine Old Man
or
Nelson's gonna be-
tackle.
I imagine Old Man Nelson's going to be dragging food.
Okay.
Oh, I don't even know if I'll be able to do all that. Sunday is amazing. But literally, my goal is to try to take him down as quickly as fucking possible. I'm hoping he's not stacked in defense.
I hate to say, I think he probably is.
But if he is, then, I mean, it might be interesting to see if my brother was sales. But
I mean,
because
know
I
your
can
brother's
guarantee his humanity is fairly low.
It's going to sound dumb. Is your brother good in a fight in the way that we would need him to be good in a fight?
Yes.
I don't believe one survives in Sabbat without being able to fight.
Gets to a higher
If
level
I'm-
nonetheless.
Not only that, you don't get to survive and get promoted without being able to hold your own. It is survival of the fittest.
I'm being very specific to this situation with what we expect from fighting a
I can
big
tell.
bad
I can
Nos.
tell you that I am absolutely certain he is capable.
I am not doubting he has skills and abilities. I just want to make sure they are skills and abilities that will be
Useful.
applicable. Yes.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I am certain of that.
Okay.
So yes, I mean we've seen some of his tricks and stuff, but there's more to him than meets the eye. He looks like a scrawny little fuck, but he can pack a punch.
I can offer some advice. Be careful what you say and do in the labyrinth. If it is a place where will can be made manifest, it
Mhm.
may be able to pull things out of your mind or interfere with you in some way. Don't reveal anything down there.
Oh, I'm certain there are traps. No telling what else he's got down there. He's a Nosferatu. He might have some literally superpowered rats at his disposal. If you see a big rat, we had those in New York. Yeah. If you see a big rat, either fucking end it quickly or run. Because guarantee that rat has been fed vampire vitae and has powers that you do not expect a rat to fucking have. I have seen them nearly take out La Sombra. So.
Rat watch. Got it.
Yeah. Do not underestimate anything we find down there.
Bo, do you think you'll have a problem with the appearance of the area if there are things
I
like
mean, I
giant
think
rats scurrying about?
rats in and of themselves, I don't think will be a problem. If the labyrinth looks like a nasty sewer, then that might be a problem. But
The labyrinth shouldn't. From what I've been able to gather, most of Zelios' constructions are actually, they are strange, but they are not hideous. They are artistic in a very abstract way.
which I can certainly appreciate. So no, I don't think, to answer your question again, I don't think rats in and of themselves will be a problem. I think it's the totality of my surroundings is when I run into some issues.
And we'll have to go to an antique store to get access into the labyrinth. It's kind of a back door. I'll be using a tuning fork on a mirror, and we'll go through that.
Should any of you not,
Go ahead.
should any of you not return, is there anything you would want done with your belongings?
You have all of my important belongings, Rashad. Just let Teddy know what happened.
I don't really own anything.
My affairs are taken care of. I do not underestimate Nelson. Nos are capable of significant brutality when they put their mind to it. But that is why I was willing to work a deal with my brother. He's going to set up a meeting in 6 nights. And then when we arrive, betray Nelson and side with us.
Can I ask a quick clarifying question? So is the meeting with just Rurik or you all as well?
Just Rurik.
Okay, and you're crashing.
Yes.
It may be wise to bring a bag of flour with you as well. There are stories of people with obfuscate, not always remembering to watch their footprints.
It's actually a brilliant idea, Rashad.
I have lots of flour. I might reach out to our new friend Gwen, see if I can get some improvements for my shotgun. Doubt he can get some real heavy hitting stuff, but maybe better than just the buckshot I had been using.
I'm sure if he can't, he knows someone who can.
Right.
Kat, do you think there's any chance that Rurik might betray you?
If he does, he dies. Hell, I'll kill him first before I take down Nelson if I have to.
Makes sense. I just didn't know if you...
Oh, I'm not... Trust
of
me, I've thought of it. Oh, I've thought of it. I'm sure he's also thinking that I'll betray him too. We don't trust each other. There's lots of reasons for that. But we have a common goal. We both want our grandmother dead. She fucked our family. He wants his freedom. I just want to be left the fuck alone. So, we've agreed to a truce, as it were, to work together towards this common goal. And the cost for having my assistance, because that is exactly what he asked for when he called us to the Elysia, is that he betrays Nelson. But thank you for your concern. Truly. But yes, I have thought of that. I may or may not come back from this. It's my hope I do. Because I have other things to do. But if I don't, I will go down fighting.
Sunday, you're quite the fighter. Do you think there's anything else we should be concerned about?
Do you think he's going to be alone down there, or is he smart enough to bring backup? He spent a long time talking to a lot of people.
Which one?
Nelson.
Oh, I'm sure he's got some, but he doesn't have many. Literally, between what Cutter told us and what I saw leading our frontline folks through the sewers, he doesn't have many. And I warned Cutter that any of the people inclined to side with the tower need to stay the fuck out of my way. Because I will take down whoever's in the way. But if he's got people with him, they can go down too.
If
Okay.
Nelson goes after Rurik directly, because I'm guessing he probably has an idea he's leaving the battle in KC, what are you going to do if his one commitment or his one ask was that you let him out alive?
Go after Nelson.
So you'd save him.
In this case, yes, because I made a promise.
What was the exact wording of your agreement?
He asked to be able to walk away once Nelson was dead. That no one of us that go down there would try to destroy him.
Like always, or just immediately?
For that. He knows better than to ask for always.
Not saving him from
Good.
Nelson.
He didn't ask to save him from Nelson, but it would be beneficial to have him to take down Grandma Ludi.
That is yours, but you could simply leave him behind and did not ask that you take him out of the labyrinth.
That is true. Either he can get in and out or he can't. I didn't offer to be his guide.
Do we gotta watch our backs from your brother?
Possibly.
And maybe that's why I'm going. I can provide cover and a set of eyes while you're on the main objective.
What happens to the labyrinth after Nelson dies?
It may just be unavailable until the next caretaker presents themselves. I don't have a full catalog of understanding of the architect's work. I know those of his line get like an attunement to his constructions. But it doesn't mean that without them, the construction ceases to be.
My question was more
Suggest
about who it falls to next.
I don't know.
I would suggest you get out as quickly as you can afterwards. The current thinness between worlds could cause the place to be pulled somewhere else.
Understood. I mean, I wasn't going to, lollygag. I'm not really that type.
Yes, I wish you all luck.
But yeah, my hope is with you creating a distraction, Gwen, and Rashad having your back, it'll draw out some of his reinforcements. Because we know he's after her too.
I'm sure if we wanted, we could also ensure that Mirsha has some targets that night as well.
Perhaps. I'll discuss it with him.
Not even necessarily anything high value, just something.
Yeah.
Do you think that after we take Nelson out immediately, we'll be able to close out this war? Or do you think there's more work to do?
At this point, I think the only remnants we'll really have to deal with is the Church of Cain. If they don't
War
pack up
never
and leave.
ends.
But I will say that if they have lost their grip with the Sabbat, they're likely going to look towards the Anarchs. What were you saying, Rashad? I apologize.
The war will never end. They'll just change.
As I told my brother earlier this evening, Sabbat's a failed sect. It's dead in the water.
There was something will replace it. There was a time before us about, and there will surely be a time after.
Well, just because it's not the solution forever doesn't mean we shouldn't try.
Exactly that.
Better still better.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the largest threat. It'll take time for something to. Never mind, it's not the largest threat. We have Methuselah's to worry about, or the eldest.
Well, we're not trying to fight them.
No,
so.
we're not.
It takes out a distraction.
No, honestly, as far as remnants of any Sabbat, it will likely be Church of Cain, and they'll probably try to get their claws into the Anarchs. But honestly, we have to deal with the Second Inquisition once the Sabbat is handled.
Speaking of the Anarchs, we might want to be mindful of any potential Masquerade breaches they're doing. I don't know if they're as conscious about it. I haven't seen. But Big T wasn't surprised.
Yeah, I picked up he was wiser than he should be.
Now it's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know who else knows what.
Yeah.
Also,
Who
apparently,
is this?
Oh, Gwen's new ghoul.
Congratulations.
Gentlemen, we met at the gala.
He knew of us already?
Mhm.
Not
did.
us
No,
specifically.
he did.
but
He picked up that we apparently don't breathe as a tell,
No. That's right.
but he knew to watch for it and to watch that closely.
He doesn't seem
Interesting.
like an unintelligent man, though. Pretty sure he was aware to keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, in his line of quote unquote business, discretion is important.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm not, obviously, regardless of how he was before, he's fine now.
Yes.
But your
I
broader
don't know
point
who
your
else.
broader point stands that there might be less advantageous actors who are learning things due to anarch action.
Yes. Well, we can either deal with that or deal with your brother.
I feel like that's a more ethereal problem. My brother's a more tangible problem.
Agreed.
There's more to something to keep in mind.
Yep,
Absolutely.
totally.
Regardless, we have to deal with what's in front of us today first.
And we aren't the tower's police. So, if they want to crack down on the anarchs causing masquerade breaches, that's on them.
That's a good point too.
Yeah, I only meant us in as far as it impacted us.
Yeah.
Because if someone pegs us, then it might not just be Grant's group of hunters we're working about or worried about.
True. True.
Granted, easy threat, but death by 1,000 cuts.
Somebody tell me something good, please.
We have access to a lot of money now.
That is
Rashad's got a
good.
whole bunch of new books.
That is good. Will they
Oh,
help
no
you
more
with your areas of
necromancers.
interest, Rashad?
Yes, there was a lot on other necromantic abilities. Should be useful.
Good.
And the rest of my family isn't here, so we don't have to worry about being attacked with spirits for the time being.
Yeah. Sally's
Actually,
place is going to be amazing. I
Yeah.
reviewed the blueprints tonight. It is going to be amazing.
you'll have to give us a tour then.
I will.
Or do something big for the opening.
I will. I will.
I'll have to get a nice dress of my own.
You don't like
Well,
Not that
Gwen?
your stuff
well,
isn't
Gwen's
nice,
sugar
Gwen.
daddy now has lots of money. We can get you dresses, okay?
She earned my sugar daddy. It's fine. I'll just get a job or something.
No. You don't need a job. What?
Well, once all these problems are solved, I'm gonna have so much free time.
Well, I have a new job sort of lined up, and I would certainly need an assistant if you'd be interested.
Sure, why not? Could be fun.
Teddy's busy managing the food trucks with Gwen's help, and my herd of chefs are doing that, so I think having someone I can trust directly working with the influential in the city is probably better than.
Do you like helping outcasts, Sunday?
Yeah.
I may have something for you in the future.
Good option too.
I think we could also, I'm sure Charlie has more you can do too.
I'm sure. Talking about kind of made me think maybe I could. Well, I would need a job to get the money, and then the money I could use to buy some land and maybe, the freshest produce you could get your hands on, Bo.
Be nice.
I mean, you have investors.
Do I?
Yeah. We're your friends, and it's a
We're
good
rolling
idea.
in the dough now.
Well, some of y'all are.
I mean,
Think
even
about it.
aside from the new thing with Big T, it would still help you.
Literally, Sunday, I am a reconstructive and plastic surgeon.
Yeah, she's rich.
My husband is a plastic surgeon. My son is an anesthesiologist. My daughter is a nurse first assist in the OR. We've got
Yeah,
money.
they're in that unfair tax bracket.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm not quite 1%er, Bo, okay?
let's be honest, the system's rigged against those who don't come from those backgrounds
Oh, absolutely it is.
and have that starting point.
Absolutely it is. That's part of why I'm building Sally's place.
The point being is we've got your back, Sunday.
We want to
I
make sure
know.
you get there without going to the wrong people and having to owe them.
I wasn't really intending to have to owe anybody.
It just might take a lot longer then. I guess we have time, but if we can help, might as well.
I guess we'll figure it out once we survive this old Millie Nelson thing.
Well, also, if there's anyone either you currently know or have known, and you'd want to know if they exist on the other side of the shroud, let me know. More necromancers will be arriving, and I would like to avoid unpleasant situations.
What do you mean?
I won't be able to stop the family if they gained a wraith, but I may be able to make sure certain spirits do not appear near our family. Spirits that you all may have known before your embrace or after, mortals you cared about. Mortals you don't care about.
I don't know a whole lot about what happened to my family after I left, but I don't think your family would care about them.
I don't think that my mom would be a wraith. But if you would check, I guess.
You can provide me their full name, their true name. I can do so. It is a relatively simple test.
Are you able to do it now, or do you need time?
Take roughly 5 minutes.
Let me look up Gwen's mom's full name.
You got to make your roll. You make my roll.
Oh yeah, my dad's dead. Might want to check on him.
Go through everybody we've ever known who's died.
Oh, geez.
It's the Rolodex of names. All right.
Yep. Let's pull up your power and start some rolls here.
Hey, man, you know
I'm
about my
gonna-
mom.
I'm going to surge my resolve since I feel like this might be a couple rolls. So resolve, oblivion roll at difficulty 2.
Okay, so for the binding or summon spirit, you don't.
The knowing stone.
Oh, the knowing stone? Okay, you going with that one? I was about to say, because, yeah, that one wouldn't help. Okay. Oh, okay. So for Gwen's mother, she's in Chicago. Because you know the location.
Mother did return, but she is somewhere in Chicago.
Really?
Seems so.
Is that close enough to be a concern for your family here?
If you find the items important to her, but the physical distance doesn't matter as much as long as it's not the other side of the world or something.
Rashad, you know my past with my mother and what happened to her. Is that create enough of an item for it to be a concern?
I mean, I'll just use the power. I'll use the binding fetter to see if I see anything. Because why not?
In this place, no, you don't see any fetters other than Bo.
I don't see anything on you, or you for that matter.
Okay. I don't quite.
Did any of us show up as something?
Nothing around here.
Sure about that?
Oh, you, Mr. Solomon. But I assumed we still remembered that. But no one else.
Now you're going to roll for his father?
Yeah, why not? Let's just check the big book of the dead here and see what happens.
Six. Daddy Solomon is in Kansas City.
He is here, Mr. Solomon, somewhere in the city. Do I see like the how much detail on location do I have actually?
It just says your location becomes clear, so all I'm going to give you is in Kansas City. He's
Yes,
somewhere
in
to the
city.
east of you. I'll give you that.
Yeah, 'cause-
Vaguely to the east of us.
Yeah. That would be Sabat territory, likely. Or what was Sabat territory.
Do we know where Grant is? Where he's located?
Mm-mm.
Could that be with him?
Should have
Possible.
thought of him.
Oh, I'm
I-
sorry. Both your parents went that route.
Let's just hope he's not a boomerang like my mother.
Yeah, that would kind of suck.
And I have zero thought of where his fetters may be or who they may be.
Once we finish this chapter, we can search together if it would please you.
My concern is Grant already has them.
Say you went to the old house and you looked for all fetters, didn't you? Or did you just see
Well,
one and stop?
my father wasn't My father was still alive at that point. I got my mother's.
And you only
And-
found the book, right? The journal or whatever?
And then we discovered I'm one, and presumably if I'm one, Grant is one.
Okay. So if there were none there and you're not one, I think that is safe to say.
Now,
Unless
I will point out, Rashad can only tell Bo is a fetter,
Mhm.
Not who's.
He could be a
And not
fetter
how
for
many.
both of them.
not who's correct.
Right.
He could be a fetter for both of them.
Yep.
Only if your storyteller's an evil bastard.
Especially because vampires generally are rather long-lived. So they're great to have as feathers.
I could attempt to summon one of them. Not today, but
No. I honestly. He either has, if there's something that's not either of us that's out there, he either has it or he's not going to. I hope he doesn't find it until after we take care of our business. But I'm going to operate currently that he has them. And if we luck out and that's not the case, then I will take that as good news.
I feel like he's the type to hold it over your head. He could be playing it close to his chest to use for later. That doesn't really seem his style.
He could have destroyed his father with the intention of if he became a wraith, he'd have the fetters to be able to test a wraith.
Yep.
Because let's not give Grant credit where it's not due. There is nothing remotely humane about him. He is a fucking sociopath.
We could see if Cameron heard of any experiments I did on wraiths.
Yeah, if you could check on that when you have a chance.
Yeah. I'll message him. I don't know if we'll hear back. I don't know what he's been up to necessarily, or if he's even in a space to reply, but I can ask him.
Whenever the favor can be made. I'm not going to push him for it.
anyone else?
No, I'm good. Knowing I'm not a fetter, I'm not too concerned.
All right.
I feel like you just created new problems for us, Rashad.
Isn't my intention, but I will be honest. I am much softer of heart than the rest of my family. Some of us take a pleasure in our cruelty. I want to give you at least a chance to prevent something from happening, if I can.
Really, so much make new problems as show them.
Yeah,
good to
they were
know.
already there. Well, I have to let my husband know that my next big surgery, he gets to have a very nice car.
We don't know when it is.
I know, but it's my next big surgery.
And it's
Presuming
black on
we
black.
make it out of the labyrinth.
Your next big one is me making me look like Becky.
That's not a big one. That's easy.
Okay.
And I apologize for making you look like that whore, but it's okay.
I'm more upset that it's going to hurt.
Yeah,
She's not worth the pain, but
but it is an excellent tactic to draw out reinforcements he may have.
it is. But you let me use your space, so I'll suffer in silence.
And with that, Kat will actually kind of like gently do a pinch of the cheek on Gwen. Gentle, not actually harmful. Be like, "You're all right, kid."
Don't call me kid. Gosh, Big TS, what he would, well, why hadn't I met him 20 years ago? I couldn't say anything because I would have been a child. And he didn't even know that. He thought I would be old.
I am old
Our
enough to be
existence
your
is
mother.
fucked up.
And Kat, with that, she says, "Good night, everybody," and she heads out.
So I think this is a good spot to end this episode, because I think we've covered what we needed to. So we're going to end this episode right here. We got 2 episodes left, people. 9 and 10. You know how we do it. 9 is normally the big deal, and then 10 deals with the aftermath and always has a shanky twist in there somewhere. Wonder what it'll be this time. We'll find out. Please. XP. Let me give the XP first. We're going to continue. I know I said at the beginning I wouldn't keep doing this. We're going to continue with 4 XP.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't do shit with that.
Well, it's better than what I should be giving you, which is 2. So
Okay.
save it up.
Cat's going to die next session, y'all.
She's going to die. You should be fine. You got Rurik, and you got peanut butter and jelly down there with you. She's going to be making jam sandwiches.
Cat's going to die next session, y'all.
Sorry,
Because of
Rashad, can just bring you
XP
back
starvation.
I really don't think we can say we're being starved for XP.
That's more than you got per episode in Windy City. So, because you only got 3 an episode in Windy City. I don't want to hear it. So, everybody, please join us on our Discord. In case you didn't know, the cast of this show comes from our Discord. The cast of all our shows come from Discord. We've got a good crew over there. We're real supportive. We hang out. We help each other, especially with shit fucked up like it is. We also do some Zoom hangouts, which honestly, we don't get to do them as often as we used to because Friday and Saturday night streams really put a damper on that. But I have heard this rumor, because it was in the intro reel, the movie trailers, that there's going to be a break from Hidden City on Saturday nights. So we might actually get to do a Saturday night Zoom, not this week, but maybe next week. Who knows? We'll see. Of course, not just that, we do non-streamed community games once in a while. Very, very, very once in a while. Maybe once a year we get to do them because, in case you haven't looked, we've got a kind of hectic schedule, and we also need our downtime between this hectic schedule. So, when Saturdays are pretty much tied up with streams all day long, you don't have a lot of time to do other stuff. So, please, you want to catch our back episodes, you should pop over to our YouTube, not just to pop back episodes for this stream. Because look, I know this is my stream, so it's of course the one I'm going to say is my favorite because it's mine. But we've got so much other content. There's Hidden City. Changeling just finished up their season on Wednesday. And let me tell you, if you missed the finale, man, it was a banger of a finale. A lot of emotional pulls and ties and ups and downs. So you'll definitely want to check that out. We also got Queen's Gambit, which was one hell of a fun ride for everybody. Dear God, all of our WOD Wednesdays is on there. We got Hidden City, which is Junie Von Esch's V5 Chronicle. So check that out. Also, if you want to pop over to London Esoteric Society, you can search Dr. Tiss, our keeper of arcane lore and torturous extreme for her Call of Cthulhu people. You can catch some Call of Cthulhu or some D&D 5e for her now finished Ishval campaign. So we've got pretty much everything covered. On one of those 2 channels, we got you covered. Don't worry about that. And if you want to see some amazing content creators, you should check out our friends list. One of them right over here. Mischievous Red, what you've got going on?
Hi, yeah, I sometimes stream on my own channel, and lately it's been a lot of creative stuff. We'll see if it switched to video games with Monster Hunter coming out. But it's typically on Sundays when life doesn't go awry. But you can always see when that is by joining the Discord, because you get notified when I or any of the other friends go live.
That reminds me, I need to fix Jen's on there. I got to get that straightened out.
You don't do the Discord.
That's right. Mama's got to do it. Yeah, my bad. I got to remind Mama to do it because she handles that. I do the bot. She does the Discord. Down there, re-rolls, what you got going on?
Well, we are still on the run-up to our upcoming D&D campaign, The Golden Sands, where a group of adventurers will take to Desert Kingdom to solve some mysteries. Go ahead and give us a look. We will be announcing the official release date of that next week. So be ready.
Yep. So check. Well, Ree won't be here next week, but you'll find out when he comes back. He'll let everybody know. And then we've got Jenna Thieves down there, Sunday Booth, the most wholesome vampire in this group. Even more wholesome than Bo, who just wants to cook.
Okay.
Tell everybody what you got going on DM Daddy RPG.
Yeah, on Sundays we've got a very heavy house ruled werewolf fifth. And on Thursdays we have Everyday Heroes Ghostbusters campaign. It's Gozer. Like, don't tell them, but like it's definitely Gozer.
I mean, Gozer the Gozerian. At least it's not Gozer the Gooserian, because that was a pretty fucked up goose.
That's terrifying.
Check our YouTube. You'll find our Goose Tales. That was in a Goose Tales. That was pretty fun, actually.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yep.
I know what I'm doing after this.
Yep. That was a special one-shot RPG one-page RPG written by Ravnos Archon, who's in our friends list.
Mm-hmm.
You should check him out.
I am not surprised.
He made a one-shot or a one-page RPG called Goose Tales, The Honkening.
The Honkening.
The Honkening. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we had a good old time playing it, testing it out. So you should check out. He's got his own channel. He streams Vampire on Tuesdays, I think it is. Mondays? Mondays. I always get that wrong. And yesterday he did his 7C game because he alternates weeks. So you should check him out. And he's also chained here on Wednesdays to all of our WAD Wednesdays, because we've chained him to a desk and we force him to play in all of our Wednesday games. And I'm sure he hates every minute of it. And of course, you can also check out Junie Von Esch. She is our Chicago Hidden City storyteller. Also, she did the werewolf portions of Queen's Gambit. She has her own channel where she does Stitch and Bitch. She makes all kinds of cute little things while on channel, bitching sometimes, sometimes not, sometimes just talking about what she's making.
Mm-hmm.
So you should pop over to hers too. Yeah, that's all of our friends. You want to get you some merch? We now have new merch. We added Cat's to-do list, thanks to the wonderful Jenna Thieves, who put some artwork together for it, so that you can get Cat's to-do list that involves Dracula. It's not checked yet.
No, it is kick ass, check. Take names, check. Be a dragon, check. Dracula, not checked yet.
And chew bubblegum, but she was out of gum, so it's not checked either. But that's not on it yet.
But you can get that on a t-shirt and on a travel mug, or you can actually use the image on any items that Zazzle offers. But you got to be signed in and make sure that your settings are set so that you have minimal restrictions on what you see. That way, because we did have to rate it as R because it has a swear word in it. Yeah. But that's okay. If you sign in and set your settings right, you'll be able to see everything we have.
And for those that wondering about our markup and everything on that, I looked the other day. Our total cut of merch sales is like $8.
Which I use that to buy a travel mug of Cat's to-do list.
I mean, we don't push merch that hard. We don't expect you all to spend a bunch of money on it because, I'm just some schlub with wild hair behind the storyteller seat.
3 years of merch sales.
Yeah. I'm just a poor schlub with wild hair behind a storyteller seat. I don't expect y'all to spend money buying shanky stuff.
No.
And
we don't even mark up the prices from the standard Zazzle price.
Yeah, the minimums, basically. So, yep. And bits and donations, everybody. Those go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give to the players. If you want to give something to the studio, of course, you can get over to KoFi, or you can subscribe here on Twitch. Hey, it gets rid of the ads, and nothing's worse than ads during an RPG game because you miss vital parts of the story. But look, the economy sucks, and it's not getting better. It's going to get worse. A lot of people are suddenly finding themselves without jobs for some reason. I don't know how the Muskites are doing that.
Y'all.
So, look, don't spend the money if you don't have it.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out. But you can pop over to our YouTube channel, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification icon. All that helps the channel. And it's free. It just takes a few minutes of your time. And you'll get more by commenting on the video shortly after it goes live on YouTube. You'll help us more by commenting on it shortly after it goes on live and liking it than you would even if you don't watch the whole thing.
Yep.
It's the first, I think the first 24 hours of video is live. comments and likes make a big difference in how often it's sent to people. I found that out. I was like, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. It shows active engagement with our content.
So that's a good way that you can go for free.
It only takes a few minutes of your time.
Yep. Only takes a few minutes. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife because we actually do have other games this week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. At least, we got one.
We got one. Yeah, we got one. So thank you for joining us this evening. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, join Tiss and her group of intrepid investigators as they play Call of Cthulhu 7E London Esoteric Society. They are in the London area in 1907 doing all the sus-ass shit that they should not be doing and learning that Cthulhu mythos. But, it's fun. It's definitely lighter than most of our WAD games here, and you should check it out because it is a laugh. It really is. And then, of course, we will be back here on Friday for the next Kansas City, A Domain Divided, because there's no Wednesday stream. We'll be doing an off-stream cast chat for Changeling as we discuss the season that we had and plan the next season for next year. And of course, there's no Hidden City this Saturday because we're having our non-stream cast meeting for that, for discussing this act that we had of our season and discussing what's coming for the next act. And
join us next week for this stream because it's going to be Dungeons and Blood Bags as they go inside the labyrinth.
There's no blood bags. We are not fucking neonates.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, Dungeons and Body Bags.
There you go.
Little body bags because it's just going to be ash.
For all the ash.
Yep. They're going to bring a Roomba with them. The official Camarilla Doomba. It's actually painted Ventru blue. It's got horns on top. It's made to clean up all your vampire ashes automatically. Just turn it on and it runs around and cleans it up for you. Get you a Doomba today.
Yeah, the Camarilla standard issue.
Yeah, it's painted Ventru blue because of course it is.
Yeah.
And as always, everybody, mental health, it's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously. Take the mental health of others seriously. Make sure they're okay. Because a lot of people are not, especially these days. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on, and it's taking a toll on people's mental health, mine included. So please check in on those around you, make sure they're okay. And if you are not okay and you're suffering from mental health issues, please reach out to your own support network. But I understand if you don't feel you can, because a lot of people don't want to feel like they're burdening friends, even if it's not a burden. But there's always a place you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you're in crisis, please do so. You can look in chat right now and get those numbers. And look, if you're not watching the stream and you're in crisis, you can go to findahelpline.com, just like if you're in Europe or South America or Canada or anywhere else. You can go to findahelpline.com or watch it on YouTube, and you can find out the support lines in your country. It's easy to remember, and it's a way that you can get help when you're not watching us. But please take care of yourself. And now I can turn it over to my wife for her fire and brimstone portion of the outro.
Y'all know the drill. I'm Mom McStabber. I'm a registered nurse. I'm going to tell you, make sure you get your fucking vaccines. It is real fucking important. In the job I have, I deal with addressing people that have been hospitalized to get them in to see their primary care after that. And so many of them have had their asthma, their COPD, exacerbated to the point of respiratory distress due to the flu. The flu. Get vaccinated, y'all.
There's a TB outbreak happening now. There's measles is spreading everywhere. Please get your vaccines.
Yeah. Kids are dying to measles. Are you fucking kidding me? Let me clear the air right now. Vaccines are not poison. Vaccines do not cause autism. That's genetic. So if your kid has it, either you or your spouse has it too, trust, okay? And literally, they don't implant anything into you. All that shit is misinformation. Herd immunity is how we actually eradicate illnesses that are vaccine preventable. Get fucking vaccinated. Your bullshit excuses don't fucking fly. People die from folks not getting vaccinated. Also, make sure you take your meds, drink your water, and get some sunshine when you can. Okay? We are finally starting to work our way in most of the US out of cold snaps. We're getting there, but March is always a beast in most of the states. But please, take care of yourself. Take care of your mental well-being. Take care of your physical well-being. It is very fucking important. And lastly, I'm going to say, here in the US, our economy is literally steamrolling into a crash. Like the kind that sent freaking stockbrokers jumping out of windows. Okay? And we are dealing with active fucking dictatorship and fascism. And this isn't just limited to the US. This shit's going on across the world. It's a reactionary thing that happens when society starts to make progress. Mediocre white men feel like they're losing their power, and so they rebel. I said what I said. And if you have any contribution towards that, any, you voted for it. You voted third party for a party that had no chance in hell of fucking winning. You abstained when you could have voted. Rot. For the rest of us, we're going to have to pull through this together. Those of us with privilege have to use that privilege to help those without. The removal of DEI programs, the firing of probationary workers disproportionately towards women, people of color, disabled people, is flat out eugenics. We have to pull together to get through this, to get to the other side. Said with all sincerity, y'all have a good night.
And I do thank everyone for coming, and we will see you next time. And maybe see you for a Call of Cthulhu tomorrow. Good night, everybody.